Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? It's your girl V-Henny, man. You already know the vibes. Welcome to the Artistry, where we talk shit about music, entertainment, and the everyday struggles. And we have a special guest, dope artist, dope producer, dope entrepreneur, all the way from VA. We got the other shade.
Yeah, thank you.
T.O.S.
That's me.
How you fucking doing?
Shit, I feel good. I feel like it's been a productive couple days, but I mean, I could say the same. I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to just say that's dope with the fact that you are first time in New York,
In a
New Jersey, New
while,
York, or
well,
like
as far as New Jersey, it's probably my first time actually in it. But
okay.
like New York, I've been there since like a kid every now and then, but not for business. This is
Gotcha.
different.
So this trip was a business trip, and overall how we've been. How's the hospitality with us?
Firstly, I think it's great. It's just a little different with everything going
Okay.
on, but like at the same time, I feel like we still are able to weave opportunities out of like anything as long as we work. So hospitality's been nice. I can't say
Okay.
anything wrong about it.
Okay. What's different compared to like where you're from?
So commercially, you'll see anything. Like here, you probably see anything. You probably have to go a little further or
Okay.
know where to go in certain boroughs. But like over there, you can just take 5 minutes and everything you know is there. So it's kind of very redundant.
Gotcha. I mean, let's keep it a stack though. As an artist coming out here as an artist, like, is this somewhere where you can see yourself, like,
I was thinking
permanently building or
permanently. I want to be in LA because me and my manager, we have a great plan, and that's just where we're gonna head. I like New York because I mean a lot of rappers started here. You know, music, anything. The whole scene's nice, but I got a taste of LA before I get a touch of here. You know?
Gotcha.
You know.
Now I'm not. I was just I'm telling someone that the LA. I fuck with LA. Like the vibes over there is obviously different compared to New York, but I feel like with your style of like music, I think you would body it out there. Out here too, but out there more like I can see it makes sense.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, like speaking of your music, what type of music do you produce and what like make?
So realistically, I started off as just something I felt was my sound. I just started with hints of I love trap music, I love rap, I love R&B, I love like all basically dialects when it comes to music, but I was just making beats that were like a little rock. They sounded more theatrical. They weren't really like beats. But then I started to just dive into me a little more and try to feel like what I'm capable of. And then I just kind of realized more and more that, if my mother was a singer, I have to be able to have some type of style. So I figured I'd push it out, tried it, kept going, and I feel like it's just all going up after that.
Well, listen, I want to congratulate. Let's take this toast right here. I want to congratulate you on all your success because you've been doing amazing things. And toast to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, giving me your time and allowing me to just see your process. So I think it's dope.
For sure.
To
Cheers.
the top. Let's do this. Coño. Woo.
What do they call that?
Mama Juana.
True. It's first time.
First time?
Yeah. I like it though.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just the after effects. I'm a so-called lady. You understand? I ain't trying to have no hair in my chest. You dig?
Gotta get smooth with it.
Yo, I wanted to tell you so I love the concept of your name, what it stands for, right? But I love how you acknowledge the fact that the other shade and how it's like basically the other aspect. So now, do you have that same concept within your music as well?
My music, I would say it's like if I had like a box and told people guess what's in it, like they're never gonna be able to tell me the same answer because I feel like I can reach in myself and pull something different out. Like at the studio I recorded at IMI, I was able to get 9 tracks done in 5 hours. So I feel like I'm able to, each style was very different from each other. And some had hints of others that were like, R&B style, this and that.
Okay.
But I feel like the other shade is for everybody. Like I'm trying to get it.
Those 5 hours that you, those 5 hours you were at, right there in the studio and everything like that, you did 9 tracks. Did you write them right there and then, or everything was already like written out and you just at that given moment you was just like 5 hours of just breaking everything apart? Like how was that whole?
So the way it went was I spent about, I'd say, a month preparing at least 4 songs I could sing on that, like, I needed to have good hooks. I needed to have a melody, looking for the beats. It's just a very natural process. So when it came to recording time, I was ready. I cranked out like the songs I was ready to write and already had written. But then it came to times where I was like, damn, like there's a little space still, so I had to freestyle. So for the other half, I had to freestyle here and there, whether it was a hook or an ending verse. But I think it turned out perfect.
How's your freestyle game?
Ooh, I worked on it since the 7th grade.
Okay,
so, like,
okay.
I've been
Yeah,
making sure.
cause yo, as an artist back then, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like, I was horrible. I was horrible. So I always give flowers to those who can freestyle.
I appreciate it.
Cause that's not easy.
Word.
It's not easy. Like, is it something that just like you vibe off? Is it something like you study in a sense as far as like dictionaries? You read a lot, and it just like how exactly is your process when it comes to freestyling?
So I've tried to find just the perfect rhyme. I say realistically studying is cool. Like I know Eminem has I think he says something where he reads dictionaries, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I was younger I did that more, but now I just kinda like just picking my brain. I have a lot of history in my mind
Okay.
that I probably never spoke on. So like
Okay.
it just kinda just finds a way to come into life. But
Okay.
I kinda love it. It's just good practice.
Gotcha. I was, reading up a little bit on you, and I know you had a tough time, like, everybody has a story.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you dealt with a little bit of struggling as far as like moving around here and there.
Yeah.
Also, I rest in peace. I found out you lost two close friends of yours.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for your loss with that.
Take that.
I know like people don't realize, you look at social media and they don't realize that people are facing real life problems. So I want to know, like, how were you able to overcome some of your struggles and focus on your artistry?
Basically, I felt like maybe I didn't do that for a while. Like my artistry was probably like I treated it like something in my back pocket. Like I knew I could do it, but it's just like, let me worry about this other shit, or okay, this life event happened, or
Okay.
la la la. But like I said, it doesn't really work until you start to really put your full attention. And I feel like that's what I did with anything I went through, because I did have some struggles. Like
Okay.
everybody does, but mine were particular to my situation in life, and like it sucked. But I had a really good hand when it came to this stuff, because I can't say everything would have been possible myself. There's so many people that have made pieces of the puzzle that much more a full picture, you know. So like my manager right there, like he's helped me out a lot. That's like half of me right there, like as far as stability. Like
and I mean it takes, shout out to your manager, because it takes a lot. Like you said, there were moments where you didn't focus on it. There were moments where I'm gonna take it as like there were moments where it was probably just more of a hobby.
mm-hmm.
So when did that hobby turn into more of a serious matter for you?
I say when those two people passed. The first one was like, damn, because I feel like that day was just different. He called me and told me about it. That was the first way I heard about it.
Okay.
So I was just like, whoa. And that kind of just took me out, I won't lie. But then after the second one, I put it together. I was like, these two people are like the biggest influences. One that first passed, R.I.P. to Kabi, love him. He told me never to be quiet, yo. He told me people are gonna listen to you if you talk, like I promise. And that's the last thing I can remember he told me. And then all that shit happened. And then my second influence, he was this old head, great guy. His name was Raz. He had some time in prison, but he owned his own label that was an online one overseas. So he just would talk to me, give me advice as he could, because he was a whole different generation.
Okay.
But it's just, after those people passed, I was like, you know what, I can't let too many people pass telling me advice that I can't come back and say, look at this. I can't tell them that, but I know they can see it if I do it. So that's just where my inspiration is.
What have you learned within yourself from the time of you, TOS, taking this as a hobby to who you are now?
I would say, mm, adaptable. I'm very adaptable.
Okay.
I'm not really too particular on any type of thing. As long as it's something I can believe in and agree with, I feel like life isn't too challenging if you really put your work in and design it the way you want. Because people don't understand that everything is art. This whole room is art. This is art. Nothing's not designed.
Yeah.
So take it as it is, but I just think that's the most important part, is seeing that life speaks to you.
Yeah. And you're right about that. You're right about that. I know you mentioned that you are detailed and personable, as an artist. So knowing that you are detailed, have you ever been uncomfortable within your artistry? And if so, how did you break through that barrier?
I say I got uncomfortable after my second beat battle, just because it was a weird vibe. My opponent had his father pass, so it's just like, okay. And I felt like
I saw that you wrote like you put that
yeah,
so what, he killed the vibe
like that, like it was a good night. Everyone was da da da, and then out of nowhere, hey everybody.
Oh man.
He didn't wait. He did that. He waited until it was our set. He didn't do that at the beginning and at the end. He was just his set. So I was like, okay. The thing is, I took it how it should be. Respectfully. I respect it. All I can say is just to keep competing. Like, took me down a notch just because it was like, people don't really take it serious here, right? So fuck it. But at the same time, it taught me to be better. Just what people got going on doesn't matter. It matters what you're doing and making sure that you're on the right track. And I just feel like my biggest issue then was thinking about more than I had to. Like, now I think in very straight line and everything's fine.
And I mean, I hear that now. Like, knowing the fact that you're a writer, you're an artist, you're a producer. I want to know what's your end goal with everything. Like, do you just plan on just you? For me, you seem like the type that you're not you don't like being in a box.
Mm-mm.
So that's so I'm just like, so I get the fact that you are a creative, creator, and you're an artist overall, but what's your end goal with everything?
My end goal, see, I've had this question a lot, but for me, it's really simple. I really just want to be the best, ever. I know it's a big, reach, a big name,
It's
everything
broad.
can say. It's
That's
broad
why,
as
yeah.
hell. But when I say the best artist, I mean of every direction. I know that I can be the best singer, I can be the best rapper, I can be the best visual artist, I can be the best, whatever respect, illustrations I draw. It's, if you can do it, be prolific and do it. Don't wait. I feel like any time you waste is just pushing your own self back.
So when did this confidence come in? Made its presence? Because I know you said, again, you took it as a hobby. Were you always confident? You knew this about yourself?
I think I was confident, but I just wasn't focused. I just think it was needed more time and more attention to see that I could be what I've always designed in my head. Because like I said, I made that name in 7th grade. I knew from a child that I was going to do this. It's just how it was going to come together was the biggest piece.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, knowing the fact that you, for me, is a small, coming from the big city, and then I know you, pretty much you're from VA, and it's big, but not as big as New York, or the tri-state. But I want to know, how's the support system out there? How's, overall the process of you going about being an artist? Is it out here, or is it similar to out here where, I feel like there's so many, us New Yorkers have an ego, and we can see somebody dope. I'm not gonna put myself in that category, but I've seen so many other people do this where they can see a dope artist and just downplay them because of the fact it's a crab in a barrel mentality. Yeah. Is it like that out there as well?
Shit, I've seen it. Sometimes it's just even people that you think wouldn't do that,
Okay.
But at the same time, that environment, it all depends on how you go. I know I keep saying this, but it's just how you go, because that environment, it can affect you. There's always gonna be people that don't like your shit, because
Yeah.
everyone has taste. The only thing I feel like changes that is if the time that you're doing in, if it's relevant. There just has to be so many angles that make this one beam of light hit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really think it's that bad out there. It's just like maybe not as important to people here, because over there, like I said, it's very commercial, very this and that. So if you want to be an artist, they're like, oh, okay, well, what's your plan B? You know, like,
Yeah.
that to me is the most annoying thing ever, because it's like,
So
why would I plan if I fail? Like, there's no failing. Like, if you really go full steam, you put all your attention every day into one thing. After a year or two, anybody in any other profession, they call that school. Like, if you're doing it for yourself, that's only better and more attention and way more precise.
I mean, that's because you fall under the 2%ers. You know, you have your 98% where they fall. I'm not gonna say victim. They fall more into the whole concept of like
generation, right?
Yeah, you know, and it's like people like us where we step out the box. You know, we don't want to fall under just one category. You know, we don't want to be tamed in just one box. There's just so much out there. So I understand. That's why I say I understand where you're coming from. You know, I think it's like I love the fact that you have this positive mindset. You're now focused. You know, especially like just your age or just coming from a small town in a sense, opposed to coming like being in a big city where. And not only that, right now we're in an era where everybody does music. Mm-hmm. You understand? So you are confident within yourself. You know where you want to go. You know for me, I feel like you know your sound.
I've definitely been trying to learn it more and more. I think.
So what is it that you want to learn more about your sound, about your artistry?
So basically, the technicalities. Like, I know I can go somewhere, get recorded, or I can get the equipment, record myself, but what does it matter if you don't know what to do with it? Like, for me, I know only what I know because I started in 7th grade and then I took a big break, and then now I'm gonna get right back into this shit and pump music out. We have a plan every week. I'm gonna have to drop something, like, no matter what, even if it's not the top. Like, it has to be. Because to me, it's just more steps to the ladder that I'm trying to reach to the top for.
Are you trying to get signed, or you want to remain like independent?
So I've thought about it. Independence is great because they give you such a free range, right? You do it yourself. But I understand signing makes things a lot quicker. So under the right conditions, I wouldn't be against signing. But at the same time, if it makes way more sense to be independent and they just like the sound and I could say they liked my sound, I'd rather push it myself with the team I have.
Gotcha.
You know?
I mean, I don't knock it. Like, everybody has that whole, like, oh, nah, indie. Listen, this is your prerogative. Whatever, whatever makes sense for you. Right. Just make sure, like I tell everybody, make sure you got your own lawyer. You understand? Right. Once they provide those paperwork, you understand? Because you can't. I would hate to see a 360 deal, but you understand? But it happens, I want to know with, going back to your struggles, going back to, like the fact that those two people that inspired you, you had losses, and there was just a lot more that you dealt with. Have you dealt with also like with depression?
Favorite. I feel like I've had a lot of stories in my life like I've never spoke on. So it's just like I really bottled it up. But like I recorded this other song the other day that was like probably the most painful shit I've ever said.
Okay. What's the name of that track?
What is it? What did I name it? I don't think I gave it a name.
Okay, so what is the song about?
Actually, it's Crazy. There you go. That's what it's called. My bad. I had to think about it.
What's the name?
It's called Crazy.
Crazy, okay.
It's about this girl that I used to know, my first girlfriend ever, basically. Great influence. Wrote a big story about it. Basically, I knew her since I was 16, right? And then she got, we had our own history. I went to college, da-da-da. But then, as we still try to get it going on, like, things just fell apart. She just moved to China. She gets married.
Oh, wow.
And then she moves back. And then, like, I think it was last May, like, she called me. And I didn't give her my number. Like, I don't know how that happened, but she called me and she said, I'm coming back to D.C., this and that. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, see me for my birthday. I'm like, oh, I still didn't do that, but it's just like deep to me. Like that's crazy. Like just the way things work. People, especially the ones that matter to you. It's like love's strange.
Yeah, love. Let me tell you something though. Love will make some great songs.
Yeah.
Like positive, negative. It will. Oh, you will always have some great content from that. So you created a song, and did it put you in a place where you was just like, damn, like it made you emotional?
I think it just let me let go. Like maybe like feelings that I've repressed, I just could put it out in a vocal sense and just feel it. Like, because I feel like I needed to say that, and like I can't tell her, so I'd rather put it on a record.
Okay.
And let people hear my story, and if they like it, they like it.
When was the last time you did something like that? Became like vulnerable with a song?
That's probably the first really vulnerable song, like, because I don't really talk about my life that much. Because
yeah, I can tell. Like you're from what I've read up, you're very reserved.
Yeah.
You put your feelings into your music, which is dope, as you should, because that's how people relate to it.
Where?
And I see it, but I also want to know who you are. And I want to know who you are as an artist, but overall as a person, because again, it's like sometimes we live in a digital world where everybody's just so consumed by the perception.
It's all screens.
So that's why, knowing the fact that you wrote this, or knowing the fact that you've had moments that you never shared with other people, but what are, can you maybe share an example of you feeling maybe discouraged, and there was maybe a moment where you felt like this isn't for you, and how did you overcome this?
That's a tough one, because I believe in myself like crazy. So when it comes to moments like I've doubted myself and someone made me almost feel like I was done, I'd say when I first started making beats. It's crazy because like earlier than that, like I just felt like it's just hard to get out there. I was like, that mentality that is hard was in my head then, but like now it's not, because I was making beats. I was trying to like put them out to different outlets, different people, and they'd fuck with it, but not enough to speak on it. So then it just came to the point where I realized maybe it's because it's for me, and that's why I need to put it out there in my best example, so I could really show me without me having to talk. But you make a good point, because people are going to wonder what the personality is. I'm going to have to show it.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, we want America to fall in love with you. You dig? Like, they're ready to. I'm me personally. I like your music. I'm a fan of it. I got to hear. I like the style, and me. I want to see more. I've always been that person to want more. I'm not saying that I don't see more of you, but I just always wanted to be that person to know who you are. You understand? Like I said, so. Speaking of your music, I know you just released a new single, All in One.
Yeah.
Right?
All in Ones, yeah.
Yeah. So how was that process? Like, was it within that time span where you said you was at the studio for 5 hours?
So that one I've recorded that one, I'd say twice. I want to record it a third time, because I feel like it's just so much to that song that could really
This is where the detail part comes in, huh?
Yeah. Just because, you could be quick and let it out, but if there's things you think about later that you could have touched, it's not even worth it at that point.
So what is it that you feel like needs certain touch-ups?
That, I just think I need maybe more layers. I've learned that I love layers. I don't think that this is something I didn't really do before, but I realized that comes a lot now in music. It's just, I was always more of like an old school, direct to the track, rap your shit, go. Like, but now I'm understanding there's so many ways you can mimic or manipulate a song.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you are you're a writer, so I feel like people who are writers will not only a writer, also you know how to conduct a song. So like when you know how to conduct a song, like you said, you don't want to rush that process. You know how to, like literally like put it to work where this hook needs to go here. This I can hear this. Like, and again your detail. I feel like some of your best artists, or just yeah, just artists in itself. Like, I'm a big Kanye fan,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, sometimes people may look at you like you're crazy, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. The fact that you can be so chaotic within your music, within your sound. You know what sounds good. You know what will be, like a vibe in a sense. So that's probably why you want to go back to it. I'm assuming, that's probably why you want to go back to it. I think the song is good, but I can understand it because me going to like the studio, seeing others, or me conducting songs myself, I saw the fact of, nah, I can hear this, or
Word.
so I get it now. I know. You're working on a project, right?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay. Have you are you almost done with this project?
I would say out of those 9, I'm only gonna use 3 because I want each song to just have its own power. Like,
that's what I wanted to know, because
never,
I'm like, yo, you know how you work on a project and you over record, like, that's what I wanted to. So how did you go about picking and choosing which tracks you're gonna,
I want to choose the most commercially like recognizable, in the sense of you could hear that on the radio.
Okay.
Like, mainly because if I go crazy and I just do something in my style, that's nice. Maybe for like the fans that actually want to listen and hear something meantime until I make that big shit that I'm trying to like make,
Okay.
Because I feel like singing is like, it opens so many doors for me, and I just feel like that shit really helps out. So
it does.
Yeah, but that project is called, like, you probably know Jay-Z, duh.
Yeah.
So you know The Evils.
Yeah.
So I spelled it the same. It's The Evils, but of beauty after that. And I'm just gonna make it a nice little project. The cover art is being done by God's Idol. That's his name on Instagram, and I can't wait.
Are you like a part of it, or you just allowed like the person to do the cover art to have like creative like freedom?
So I'll let him have his creative freedom first, and then maybe I'll add a touch after, maybe a note. But other than that, I like someone to show what they want to work for.
Okay.
Because if they love it, I expect them to do their best.
Gotcha. I get it. So I know for a person who, you're out the box, you tend to. I feel like you done so many different things in a sense, right? So I want to know, when was the last time you did something for the first time?
I'd say the studio. IMI. That was my first professional studio. But when it comes to like,
where
me,
out here or
it was downtown in New York.
Okay.
I'd say me like first trying something. I guess not putting everything on my shoulders and like just trusting people, because it's hard for me to trust, but I feel like I trust the right people right now. Okay. So it's like I don't have to think extra or breathe heavier. I just can just relax and know that everything's on the right wave. It's the right thing of having a good team.
Having a good team, yes. Trust me, I get it. Like, the fact of learning to trust, it is a big step. Just of your character in itself, because it's not an easy thing to do, especially in this industry where you have so many people who just have different types of energies.
Yeah.
So I give it to you. When did you start at that point learning to put your wall down? When did you start realizing this within yourself?
Pretty recent. I'd say December to January was probably the most pivotal time for me this past year, in the sense of really like building and like believing, because there's so many instances where I feel like it's just been me and then like left out, and it's just like, you figure it out,
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
To me, it sucked because like for like so long, that's how it's been sometimes. And like I feel like with what I can do, I feel like if someone puts their trust in me, I'll treat their dream like my dream. It's nothing more to it than that, because that's the way I like to build.
Yeah.
Not like some whatever type of shit that's normal. Like, nothing to me is normal. Like, everything should be just pretty clear cut. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people make things too hard than what they need to be.
Yeah. I mean, you're right about that. There's no such thing as normal. What's your normal is not mine. So, I'm definitely like, definitely. I know you're You're a dope artist. I like your energy. I want to see you, reach your goals and the way you are destined to be, I always tell people, like, I don't believe in luck. I feel like you set the tone to where you're destined to be. Are you one of those, like, are you a big book reader, like, or do you listen to audios, any like motivation, anything motivational?
I could be probably more of a reader. I used to like to read. Like,
Okay.
my mother gave me The Prince by Machiavelli. Like, that's a
Okay.
really good one.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
short book, but it teaches you so much about today still.
Okay.
So that's probably my favorite. Other books. I used to like one called The Knife of Never Letting Go. It's like a Patrick Ness book. It's like
Okay. Do you listen to audios or anything like that? Or do you do, like, what is it that you do like to motivate yourself to continue to be inspired just by your creativity?
honestly, I feel like I don't think I really have something I pull like any inspiration from, because I feel like to me then I'd be depending on it.
Okay.
But um, just love, I'd say, in the aspect of how real things can be. Like, I don't really, it's nothing I'm attached to.
Gotcha.
When it comes to like, if that's there, then I'm good. It's more like I believe in everything, and I could close my eyes and it would be fine. Instead of feeling like I need something, or I need a drug, or I need a drink, or I'd rather just get it out, because it's in here. You just need to get it out.
Yeah. No, I get it. So now this project, do you have a date? Did you release it or not yet?
I wouldn't give you a settled date, because then that'll cause expectation. I'm waiting till I get the rest done, but I will be releasing tracks from it probably at the end of this month.
Okay. So now this one. So then, how many? Okay. So what is your 2 to 5 year goal?
2 to 5.
Yeah.
I already be on tour after already having moved in LA this summer. So 2 to 5, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be either. I think there's levels to fame. Like, I think it's like you could have your 20,000, you could have your 40, 80, or your 100,000, or you just get to the millions. Right?
Yeah.
So like, I think in that range it would probably be maybe the 100,000. Okay. Just the maybe that right before that second year begins. Gotcha. But like after that other stuff, with the way we're working every day, I don't see why not.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you at the top.
Yeah, you're gonna be right there.
Oh no, we definitely are. We definitely are. Let me say that. Are you a seafood eater or not?
I do. Not sushi though, but anything else.
Like seafood though, like regular seafood, like lobster or crab. Yeah. Cause then I'll be like, yo, you understand? Like, we gonna go get some lobster. You understand? Hey. Nah, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the fact of everything you're accomplishing. The fact that not to keep any attachment to things, it's a very smart thing to do, because again, everything is material. It's not forever, and that's a lot of people's downfall. I've been I've been there, where I know, like, I've been attached to the things where it doesn't mean anything as long as you have love. I always tell so many people, one thing that I tell so many people is there's two real emotions in life. One is love and the other one is fear. Everything falls under fear.
Those are the quickest.
Yeah. So in life, move with love. I truly believe that love conquers all. So it's dope that you have that mindset. It's dope that you have a different concept of just how you want to focus, how you want to move, and where you want to go. So continue rising, continue growing. I look forward to your success. Don't forget the little people. You dig?
The big people right now.
Because when I go to LA and I give that call, I'll be like, yo, and then you be like, I don't know you. Click. Like, I'll be like, oh, my little corazon.
Yeah. I don't forget a face.
Nah. But listen, I want everybody who's watching, who's commenting and liking, where can they find you? Where can they find your music? Everything.
So, it's The Other Shade on all platforms. I usually release things on SoundCloud first, just to like let it breathe, see how people like it, and then I put it on the main platform. But you can find me on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, anyone that has music. That's where I'm on right now.
So there's no reason why you shouldn't be following this man All his information will be in the description below. Yo, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We also have a performance by him on his latest single. And y'all already know the vibes, bro. Y'all better blow up with comments and all that good stuff. It's your girl, V-Henny. We out. You can follow me, V-Henny _ the ArtistryEnt. And y'all already know, man. Rock out with your cocks out and jam out with your clam out. You dig?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Let's do this.
She could change her life. She twitching like a backfill ice. Looking right in her eyes with my lips mumbling between her thighs. Walking under red and blue lights. I ain't think it'd be this tight. She push it back and feel right. Got it screaming with a fright, like a demon in the night. First stroke I felt fly. She dripping on her side and I feel her hips raising tall. She don't fuck with too many guys. She the lesbian type, the type that I like. I pull it there, I pull it in her throat, fucking up her hair. You can tell that she barely care. She just tryna make an impression with a nigga that's rare. Cause she know I'm used to the stairs. This that fucking music. It's easy for your bitch to get used to it. This that fucking music. It's easy for your bitch to get used to it. I don't know love, but I do love trust. Feels hard under the tongue, I don't know where to from. On a double end, I'm in sun. I got these bitches wishing that they could have my son. Cause they know I'm gonna be famous, they know I'm too dangerous. Ain't a thing that I can say, ain't a thing that money don't bring. If a bitch with me, she ain't gonna ever see a ring.
The Artistry.
Catch us on YouTube, Facebook, or outlets.
Follow us, The ArtistryEnt.